Hello all, Cynthia here, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a 8.5 by 11 layout. So I have all my bits and pieces here left over from my October Kitaholic kit, which featured the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Bohemian Dream collection, and oh my god, it was just an absolutely gorgeous, stunning, heart-filling collection. It was the colours and the patterns and the paper were just absolutely gorgeous. But this is all I have left of my kit, so I'm going to pull it in a white piece of cardstock and use that as my foundation, and then just use up some of the scraps here with this photo. Now, as you can see, I have the photo covered with a little bit of paper, so hopefully you can't quite see through. This is a photo of one of my granddaughters, and they're just not social media keen, their mum and dad, so they don't like to share too many photos online, so out of respect I'll just keep them covered. Now, I do quite a few of these layouts, obviously with the two granddaughters, because I do an album each year. Generally don't post them because of the fact that I'd need to cover their faces. Let me know whether you'd still like to see them with their faces covered, or whether because you can't see the whole photo that sort of puts you off a little bit. I'll do a few and see how they go. Okay, so back to what I'm doing here, you can see I'm just taking some of the papers and layering them up behind each other. Decided that I'll use the wider strip of this stripe paper. Did try a bit of a thin strip there for a while, but I think I'll back the whole lot with a wider piece. Just lining those down. I have these corners and I'll use those down there, but I've decided that I want to add something else down the bottom. So pull out this gorgeous floral and we'll put a little strip on the top of each triangle. I'll put a little crooked strip, considering I didn't lay it very straight. And I did try to make it straight, but by the time I'd stuck it down, it was well and truly stuck, and it was not going to move, so it just stays crooked. It's art, that's what it is, isn't it? It's all art, it's not crooked, it's just someone's different interpretation of how it should be. That's what I'm going to run with anyway. Oh, there it is, crooked. Well, don't worry about it, move on. How has everyone been? You all been well? You're all gearing up for December? I'm debating whether or not I should attempt to do a planner next year. Yeah, I've been watching a few different planners, and oh, they're just so stunning and gorgeous and lovely. But I just don't know whether I'll manage to keep up. I don't use a planner or anything at the moment. I use the calendar on my phone to track all appointments. But I like the prettiness of it. Maybe I should just make one pretty. Because I know I won't write in it. Just do the pages all ready to be put my monthly bits and pieces in, but just don't do that bit. That would work. So it looks like I'm just happy with spit the words out, Cynthia. Looks like I'm happy with the papering layout, and decided I'll do a little bit of mixed media on the background. So I've pulled out some pinks and some blues that go with the colours in this collection. And I'm just going to use the smooshing technique to put some colour on the background. So first off I do the pink, and it's not quite bright, but there's some quite bright pinks in the collection as well. And then I use a blue, and then I mix a red and a blue, trying to make a purple. Wasn't quite as bright as I was hoping, so I come back in a moment and do something else to try to get a bit of purple on the page. As you squished it down, it did turn out to be a purple, but I was looking for something just a little bit brighter. So I pull out the trusty Distress Oxide inks and splosh a little bit of that around. Looks a bit of a hot mess there at the moment, but by the time I put the photo down and then all the embellishments, you don't see a great deal. It's just bits poking out here and there. So dry that off with a hot glue gun. I'm going to mount my photo with some foam. It's all pretty straightforward stuff, but it gives it some nice dimension to the page, so it's not all sitting flat. And that way when I come to layering all my embellishments as well, which I'm going through the container here to have a look to see what I have, gives you the option to be able to tuck some bits and pieces underneath the layers and lay them on top of each other, so it really helps build up all those layers. So what I like to do with my embellishments is, when I have just a certain amount that I'm working with, so this is the remaining of the Bohemian Dream collection pack that comes with the kit, and also the cutter parts that come with the kit. So I've laid them all out there so I can see what I've got. So I know that I'm not going to use a piece. I just put it back in the container. So I knew I wasn't going to use those triangles, so they've gone back. And so I'm working with the flowers. I'm just going to arrange those around the page, very much in my tradition, I guess you would call it. It's my style. I generally have a diagonal pattern that's down the page. Just continuing to work through, see what else I might be able to use, and I'm really liking the way that's looking. So as you could see, as I was putting down those floral pieces, I tucked some underneath that striped paper, then I've sat some on top of it as well, just to be able to give that feel of depth within the page. Got some labels there. Now I generally don't do any journaling on the page. I do give, as I said, the albums to their mum and dad and say, you know, please go back in and put a little bit of journaling on the page so you sort of remember what's happening. But I don't think they do. So, but there you go. You can only offer. Add some enamel dots, and that's pretty much the end of the page. Now I haven't taken any close-up photos, so I've just slowed it down here, and I'll bring it up to the camera so you can have a bit of a look. And I'm all done. So if you stuck with me this far, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the process. Let me know if you want to see more of these 8.5 by 11 layouts. If you do, I will certainly post some more. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video. Until then, have an awesome day, awesome weekend, or an awesome week. Bye.